Here are the top 10 small business expenses that are overlooked. Welcome to the Learn podcast, where first you learn, then you drop the L, then you earn. I'm your host, Dean the Wealth Coach, and let's get right into it. So, with running your business, there's a lot of things we feel we sweep under the table when it comes to expenses. Like when I say sweep under the table, we don't really pay attention to it. But these little things add up over time and it can save you some money. So, to start off, let's start with office expenses. So, that's pens, paper, ink, other office supplies that you use in the day-to-day business. So for example, here I have a pen. This pen's running out. I'm gonna need to buy more pens, or get like my logo designed on it so that I can give away to customers. Sticky notes. That's another expense. Like a book to logbook or something of that nature. These are things that you should be taking account for with your business, no matter how small it is. Say every month you're doing a print run, or you're paying for pens again. Those are things that you need to keep account for, because imagine if you had a multi-million dollar company and the main thing that you guys use was pens and sticky notes. That's going to be a lot of money. So you want to make sure you're taking account for these little things. They add up over time. Also, even if you go to like the dollar store and you buy these things, it doesn't matter. Like, just keep the receipts. Like, every bit helps when it comes to running your business. They say you don't become rich by making more money or by increasing how much you make, but by reducing how much you spend. Another thing is website hosting and maintenance. So every year you have website fees to host your website, or even to secure your name. Or if you have a website, the maintenance for it. Or if you have subscriptions like on Kajabi, Teachable, Shopify, any of those platforms, that would be like your monthly maintenance cost. Those companies don't really send you a bill. They just email you to let you know that they charge you or your account has been up to date. That you need to also keep record of as well. So when you give that to your bookkeeper or accountant, they're taking record of that. Even though it's a $5 or $10 here, you still need to implement that into your business expenses. Marketing and advertising. So this could be anywhere from social media ads, Google AdWords, or other promotional material. So if you purchase flyers to give away at an event, business cards, whatever it is, so that the word spreads about your business, that's what you need to include in your expenses. If you paid social media influencers, you need to be putting that into your marketing and ad budget, or in your ad expenses when filing your taxes or doing your bookkeeping. I notice a lot of people, because it's like they're trying to avoid taxes. By you avoiding to pay taxes means whatever income you make, if you make much more income, then you're going to have to be paying more taxes because you avoided the taxes in the first place. So you're better off just paying the taxes for the service or the product, and then just claiming it back at the end of the year for your taxes. Insurance. A lot of small businesses, well, not a lot, sorry. Some don't look into getting insurance. They probably think, hey, I don't need it, blah, blah, blah. If you're somebody that's providing a service, you want to protect yourself and make sure that you get insurance. Or something could happen to your equipment or where you're running your business out of, and you want to make sure you're protected. Say a fire happens and you didn't have insurance. There goes all your inventory or your office space, whatever it may be. So you want to make sure you have the proper insurance in place for whatever it is. It could be general liability, it could be car insurance, it could be rental insurance, whatever it may be. Just make sure that you have insurance. License and permits. Depending on the type of business, there may be various license and permits required by your local government. Say, for example, you have a car dealership. You have to renew your license every year. If you don't renew your license, you're not able to sell cars. Say your renewal fee is $100. You just pay it on the credit card, or you just use debit to pay for the thing, and then you forget about it. Again, these are things that add up over the amount of expenses that you have. Every bit helps. So whenever you do expense these things, get like one of those accordion folders and just categorize them and just put everything in there so that you don't forget. Or you can link your bank account to your bookkeeping site like QuickBooks. You can put it on that so that every transaction you have, it just gets piled right into there and nothing gets missed. Travel expenses. So many people feel that when they go on a trip, you can't expense it. If you don't ask the questions, how are you going to know the right answer? So if you're going on a trip, a business trip that is, anything that you do on that business trip is considered an expense. Your travel, your accommodations, your flight. If you made any purchases related to the business, these are all things that you can expense. So you need to make sure you keep some sort of record as to where you stayed, how long you stayed, all that good stuff. So just in case if you do get audited by the government, or yeah, by the government, you have everything in place that you can talk about.
Is your credit score trash? Are you tired of collection agencies calling you? Are you tired of being denied bank loans and credit cards? Well, then you're in luck. I have created an ebook that will help you repair, maintain, and leverage your credit. Don't even consider filing bankruptcy before reading this book. If you struggle with fixing your credit, then this book is for you. If you struggle with increasing your credit score, then this book is for you. If you are unsure on how to leverage your credit, then this book is definitely for you. Click the link in the bio and get the credit guide today.
Or that you can present to them as to why you expensed it. Equipment and technology. Small business owners need to invest in equipment and technology to keep their business running smoothly. So this includes computers, software, and other phones and other technology. Software is something a lot of us where we just automatically just sign up for something. It's a monthly subscription and we forget which card we put it on, or it's in a personal account instead of a business account. We're using PayPal instead of a Visa card or a MasterCard. There's many things that can go left with that. So you need to make sure that you are taking account for the subscriptions that you have that is helping to run your business. The other one, rent and utilities. So if you're renting out a space, you're paying any sort of utilities. So that's cable, hydro, electric, or if hydro is electric, but you get my drift, right? So anything that you're paying related to your office space, the utilities, if you have to pay garbage, whatever it may be, that's all stuff that can be written off as well. Then taxes. So small business owners need to pay taxes, including income tax, self-employment tax, and sales tax. Failing to budget for these expenses can cause significant financial problems down the line. When I was doing taxes, I noticed a lot of small business owners never put money aside for taxes. Taxes, you can avoid taxes. Well, not to say you can't. You can, but if you don't know how to avoid taxes, you can't avoid taxes. So whenever you do a transaction, you pay for something, you're going to receive it. At the end of the year, you get a tax credit based on how much you paid in taxes. However, that difference comes off of what you made and collected in taxes. However, like say you make 100,000 and your expenses are only 20,000, and now you got to pay taxes on 80,000. What I was noticing is business owners were not putting aside a bit of money to pay for taxes. Like I told them, all right, you owe 4,000 or 5,000. They're like, what? Why do I owe so much? I can't believe this. It's like, did you think I was just gonna work some magic where I get you back a boatload of money? No, it doesn't work that way. If you didn't pay taxes during the year, then you're gonna have to pay taxes at the end of the year. Or if you didn't save for it, you're gonna end up having to pay it. And some of them don't even have the money to pay it because they spent that money as if it was their own. So here's a little tip to help you with avoiding that headache of paying the government a boatload of money. You open up a second account for taxes only. So anytime you make a transaction, the portion that you collect for HST, put it in that account. And B, you hire a bookkeeper to keep you on track to make sure everything is being tracked, like all the 10 that I just mentioned, and you're putting whatever away for taxes. The beautiful thing is, if you put all that money away for taxes, come tax season, you do your taxes, and or not your taxes, your well, for Canadians it's HST, so that's harmonized tax, harmonized sales tax. So for Canadians, it's you'll pay your sales tax. However, whatever money you made or whatever money you collected for the sales tax, whatever you spent on taxes will get deducted from that. So let's say you had $5,000 in sales tax that you collected, and you paid out $4,000. So there's $1,000 difference. So because you saved that money in an account, now that money you don't have to worry about giving to the government. That comes back to you. So now you can use that for whatever you see fit within the business. So tax, you want to make sure you literally just write down all these things or have files for them. So I'll just briefly say them again. So you have the office supplies, website hosting and maintenance, marketing and advertising, insurance, legal and professional fees, license and permits, travel expenses, equipment and technology, rent and utilities, and taxes. So those are the 10 categories that are overlooked when in small businesses. So if you found a lot of tongue twisters today. If you found value in this video or this audio that you're listening to, make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with the Learn podcast. I'm your host, Dean the Wealth Coach, and I will see you on tomorrow's episode 19.